Alright, let's dive into something that's been making headlines lately, the scorching heatwave sweeping across Western Europe. But instead of just throwing numbers at you, I want to take a step back and explore why this is happening, how we're tracking it, and what it really means for the bigger picture of our planet. Because, personally, I think this isn't just about temperatures, it's about understanding the tools and methods behind the data and what they reveal about our changing climate. Here's the thing, heatwaves aren't new, but the way we're analyzing them is. Tools like the Reuters Climate Monitor are game changers. They don't just show us that it's hot, they show us how much hotter it is compared to what used to be normal. And that's where it gets fascinating. What many people don't realize is that normal isn't just an arbitrary number, it's a carefully calculated baseline, often based on decades of historical data. In this case, we're talking about a 30-year window from 1961 to 1990. Why those years? Well, that's the standard reference period climate scientists use, and it gives us a clear picture of what temperatures were like before the most rapid phase of global warming kicked in. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The data for this monitor comes from the ERA5 reanalysis dataset, which is like a super detailed history book of Earth's weather. But here's the catch, it's about 5 days behind real time. So, to compare today's conditions, they use a forecast model called HRES. But, and this is a detail I find fascinating, these two models don't always agree. They are like two chefs trying to describe the same dish but using slightly different recipes. To fix this, they apply a statistical correction, which is basically a way of saying, let's make sure we're speaking the same language. This raises a deeper question, how reliable are our tools, and what does it mean when they don't perfectly align? From my perspective, this isn't just about technical details, it's about trust. When we talk about climate data, we're often met with skepticism. But seeing the effort that goes into aligning these models, reducing noise, and ensuring accuracy, it's a reminder that science is a process of constant refinement. What this really suggests is that even if the numbers aren't perfect, the trends are undeniable. And that's what matters. Now, let's zoom out for a second. Heatwaves in Western Europe aren't just a local issue, they are part of a global pattern. When we see anomalies on a map, it's easy to think, oh, it's just a few degrees. But if you take a step back and think about it, those few degrees are the result of decades of greenhouse gas emissions, shifting weather patterns, and melting ice caps. One thing that immediately stands out is how interconnected these events are. A heatwave in Europe might be linked to droughts in Africa or wildfires in Australia. It's all part of the same story. What makes this really interesting is how we're starting to visualize this data. Maps, charts, regional averages, these aren't just for scientists anymore. They are for everyone. And that's crucial, because climate change isn't just a scientific problem, it's a human one. When we see that temperatures in a region are 5 degrees Celsius above the historical norm, it's not just a number, it's a wake-up call. It's a reminder that the choices we make today will shape the normal for future generations. So, where does this leave us? Personally, I think the most important takeaway isn't the heatwave itself, but the way we're learning to understand it. Tools like the Reuters Climate Monitor aren't just tracking temperatures, they are tracking progress. They are showing us how far we've come in measuring and analyzing our planet, and how much further we need to go. In my opinion, that's the real story here, the intersection of technology, science, and humanity's quest to make sense of a changing world. But I want to hear from you. What do you think about these heat waves? Are you seeing the effects where you live? And more importantly, what do you think we can do about it? Let me know in the comments below. Because, at the end of the day, this isn't just about data, it's about our future. And that's a conversation we all need to be part of.